Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Comic Book Nerd. And in today's second video, we have a big update from Warner Bros. Last night was their panel over at CinemaCon. It's a busy week here on the channel because it is CinemaCon week. And, of course, that means we are getting panels every single day and updates from studios. Today, we're going to talk about a few of the updates that Warner Bros. Got us, kind of recap their CinemaCon. We will have a separate video when it comes to DC Studios because that's a whole thing in and of itself. We are going to talk about, of course, we're going to talk about the Dune footage. We're going to talk about Mortal Kombat 2. We're also going to talk about what the owners of Warner Bros. Said when it comes to their full 2027 slate. But first, if you are new to the channel, you already know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe, turn that bell on as we are on the road to Avengers Doomsday, Avengers Secret Wars, Marvel, Star Wars, DC, all of that stuff. Hit that sub button so you don't miss out. That's the number one thing you can do to support us here at the channel as well. And without further ado, let us go ahead and hop into this Warner Bros. CinemaCon 2026 recap video. So, Abdi and DeLuca highlighted how Warner Bros. Only had 6 releases in 2022, the year that they joined. In 2025, they were able to get the number of releases up to 11, and they plan to release 18 movies in 2027. Yes, you heard that correctly. That is the big news out of course, CinemaCon, is that Warner Bros. Plans to release 18 movies next year in 2027. We will have a full list of their slate, so stay tuned later on in the video. However, we have an update on Man of Tomorrow to go over. It's a small one. We'll talk about it more in depth when it comes to our Man of Tomorrow breakdown. We will do a full breakdown when it comes to that, Supergirl, and the Clayface footage that we got as well. However, James Gunn, Nicholas Hoult, and David Cornsweet all sent in a video about Man of Tomorrow. Cornsweet says, "Try saving the world with your sworn enemy." Holt adds a new villain and an unlikely audience, and Gunn concludes that he's excited to share it. So, right there, they are just teasing the film right there. We will, of course, talk about that more in depth, what that means for the future of the DCU in the next video, so stay tuned for that. But I just wanted to go over it there. James Gunn, Nicholas Hoult, and David Cornsweet all made a quote-unquote appearance at CinemaCon, because they are about to start filming next week for Man of Tomorrow. Without further ado, we have an update on Mortal Kombat 2, so let us go ahead and talk about that footage. As Mortal Kombat 2 was just shown a scene at CinemaCon. Johnny Cage's overconfidence invites a fight with Baraka. Cage ends up having to fight, but once out before it starts, he dodges spikes and sees scary kids with big teeth and tries to hide. He is reminded that he is an actor and should get through the fight. All right, you big ugly F. It's showtime is what it says. Sunglasses are all on cool and shit. Suddenly, some flippy dodges of the spikes come out, and he punches his way back into with some physics defying flips and ridiculous arm waving moves. He ultimately hits a flip and then punches Baraka right in the D before the logo takes the screen. So that is the Mortal Kombat 2 footage right there. Looks pretty intense. It really does. If anything, it was like the first movie, that's for sure. It looks pretty intense. Mortal Kombat 2, of course, is in theaters, I believe, in the next couple of months. So hopefully that movie is going to be a lot like the first one, and it's shaping up to be a little bit bigger than the first one as well. Now, we also have the first 7 minutes of the Dune 3 footage. The Warner Bros. Concluded their presentation at CinemaCon with Dune 3, the first 7-minute footage of the movie being played for the first time, as we are going to talk about it here in this video in just a second. But Man of Tomorrow starts filming next week. I don't know if I've already mentioned that or not, but Man of Tomorrow starts filming next week. That film is going to be absolutely insane. Cannot wait for that. James Gunn and company did confirm that one yesterday at CinemaCon. So, let us talk about this Dune 3 breakdown. The thumping sound played over the opening credits before we are thrust into the skies, seeing ships zip through a thunderstorm. Some unsuccessfully as lightning strikes them down. A number of them evade and make it lower to the ground, hovering a few feet from while zapping forward at a fast pace. Now inside the ships, we see soldiers. Stilgar is with them. The soldiers try to find optimism in the water falling from the sky as a part of their prophecy. They unleash a chant, a war cry, as it is the tune from the musical score in the trailers. The ship arrives, the ramps open, and the soldiers are shocked and happy to see water fall from the sky as they described. They march out, two in the rear carrying a black case. Eventually, they halt. A vicious, relentless wave of massive rounds blast through them, everscating some and launching some into the sky to blow apart into pieces of mist, as this massive caliber weapon is so large, fast, and fiery that it blows through them and starts fires. As the weapon blasting at them rises in a pile on the ground emerging from the planet, the men push forward and try to dodge the ammo flying towards them. Some reach a place to hide and take cover. Black Case with them. Stilgar uses binocular to look at the weapon blasting them and call out how far away it is. Stilgar's insights allow for a massive weapon of their own to blast the weapons and pillars on which they stand. The explosion of their weapon hitting them prompts a silence as the sky turns red before an explosion illuminates it with the burn and is heard by the soldiers and audience. Stilgar tries to blast a rocket of his own at those weapons, but it is sent back to him, prompting the weapon to turn its aim to cover which the men had been taking. Some of them are obfuscated. One man tries to run and another calls to him, begging him not to do, accurately expecting that he will be, of course, wrecked by the blast. In a more trailer-like turn for the footage, Paul asks Hyatt, Mama's received Duncan, what he knows about him and what he thinks. Hyatt knows that Paul has risen to the power and admits, I think you're away beyond redemption. We see Anna Taylor-Joy reading cards. Pattinson describes a cloud that is blocking his vision and not allowing him to see beyond this moment. We see Chani and Paul come face to face, prompting Paul to point a weapon at her as she asks him how it feels to be a human like the rest of everyone else. We see shots of various different characters. Action beats Paul and Shanti possibly standing off in a desert, a different location from the dark, dimmy, red-lit room from earlier interaction, and a thunderous sandworm to wrap up the footage. So, there is the footage. Apparently, that was really long, so sorry for the misreading, I guess you would say. But the footage is breathtaking, and visually, it is insane from what we have heard. And that makes sense, right? Dune 3 being in IMAX, of course, they are going to up it to the next level, the footage, stuff like that. So I'm very curious to see this film for myself. It looks really good. It looks like they're trying to balance being human and being what the Dune people are in the film. So I'm very curious on that as well. But again, Dune 3 looks really good. I'll probably see Doomsday first just because I'm a Marvel enjoyer, and we'll probably see Doomsday 2 or 3 times after that. But, of course, I will be seeing Dune as well, and we'll talk about that more in December. However, the Dune first 7 minutes was shown, and it looks really cool from what of course, the audience is saying, and that's good for the film in and of itself. So, now, let us talk about the Warner Bros. CinemaCon 2027 and beyond presentation. Apparently, they are releasing 18 movies in 2027. This is what we are going to wrap it up with. And the slate of movie titles is as follows. Animal Friends, Remain, Panic Carefully, Godzilla X King, Supernova, Untitled Fast Film, Bad Fairies, Man of Tomorrow, a Minecraft sequel, which is also the title of the second Minecraft film, might I add there. So there's that right there. The Conjuring, First Communion, The Batman Part 2, Margie Kloss, Gremlins, The Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum, Ocean's prequel, a Nancy Flyers film, Ti Amo, Oh, The Places You'll Go, Dynamic Duo, Hello Kitty, The Lunar Chronicles, Final Destination 7, The Revenge of La Llorons, Evil Dead Wrath, a Baz Luhrmann film, Glaudes, The Flood, Game of Thrones, Aragon's Conquest. So, there it is. That is all of the movies that are expected to come in 2027 and beyond. A couple of them that I thought was interesting is that they are still trying to do their dynamic duo film. James Gunn announced this a while back when he started the DCU, and they're still going forward, so it's nice to see. Untitled Fast film, obviously they're going to wrap up the story with that as well. Godzilla x Kong, Supernova, of course, I expect that is going to be kind of the next film in that franchise as well after this year's, I believe, Godzilla x King movie as well. So, a lot when it comes to DC Warner Bros. That was just a big recap of what happened with Warner Bros. CinemaCon panel. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments down below. What movie are you excited to see in 2027 in the comments down below? Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn that bell on. We're on the road to Avengers Doomsday, Avengers Secret Wars. That's also the #1 thing you can do to support us here at the channel. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.